Kid Rock is claiming that his alternative Super Bowl halftime show is for people who love America, football, and Jesus. But just days before the performance, he's now defending himself from his past lyrics about loving underage girls. That says everything you need to know about MAGA's preferred Super Bowl halftime act. My name is Kat Tenbarge. I'm an independent journalist partnering with Courier, and you can read more of my reporting at spitfirenews.com. Super Bowl 60 is this Sunday, and most people are gearing up with excitement to watch Bad Bunny perform the halftime show. The Puerto Rican rapper and singer just accepted Album of the Year at the Grammys, and during his speech, he had a powerful message about ICE.
Before I say thanks to God, I'm gonna say eyes out.
As you can tell from that deafening applause, Bad Bunny's statement wasn't just politically powerful. It's also popular because ICE is as unpopular as it has ever been during Donald Trump's second administration. But from the very second that Bad Bunny was announced as the Super Bowl halftime act months ago, Republicans were outraged. A lot of their anger clearly stems from racism over having a Spanish language act perform. But regardless, Bad Bunny is truly one of the most popular musical acts on the planet right now. However, the organization Turning Point USA, which was founded by Charlie Kirk, is hosting its own counterprogramming to this event. TPUSA is hosting its own all-American halftime show, which I shouldn't have to remind people of this, but Puerto Rico is part of America too. Nonetheless, they're referring to this as a more American lineup starring Kid Rock as well as Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barrett. That's the first time I've ever heard of any of those people. But even Vice President J.D. Vance is endorsing this counter-programming, which is a pretty unusual move for the presidential administration, considering how popular and economically important the Super Bowl is. Yesterday, conservative influencer Benny Johnson posted a teaser ahead of the event with Kid Rock.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm here with Kid Rock, and I thought that we should answer some questions about the halftime show that's being put on by Turning Point USA, because this made international headlines that Turning Point is going to rewire the halftime show for Americans, and Kid Rock is the star. So, Kid, what can people expect?
Well, for me, they can expect exactly what they think I will do, and then they can expect a complete 180 to expect the unexpected. But I think one thing important that I would like to get out there and say to everyone is that I think I speak for us all, Turning Point, the other artists that are performing, when I say that in no way, shape, or form, don't let the left twist us around. Like, in no way are we approaching this with any hate in our hearts. We're simply gonna go play some great songs, like I've said, for our base, people who love football, love America, love good music, love Jesus. It's pretty much that simple.
Even in that 1-minute clip, Kid Rock had basically zero stage presence. And when he says that they're not doing this event out of any hate in their hearts, that's obviously not true. Because what performer would try to steal the spotlight from someone else who's having one of the biggest moments of their career? Kid Rock isn't even popular anymore. Bad Bunny is the most listened to musician on the planet right now. When they say that their counter-programming is for real Americans, what do they actually mean? But Benny Johnson continued on in his caption to say, Hollywood and coastal elites control the entertainment business. A lot of people artists are scared. This is a David versus Goliath moment, but we can win. The people love a good song and love their country. That's what they'll get. Grammatically, this statement is all over the place and quite a mess. But also, it's not true. If this is a David and Goliath situation, the people on the side of the President of the United States are certainly the Goliath, and somebody who grew up with working class parents in Puerto Rico is definitely the David. But as Republicans were fangirling over Kid Rock, other people called out kind of an unfortunate moment in his past discography that deserves a lot more scrutiny, especially in light of the Epstein files and who Kid Rock is aligning himself with. Back in 2001, when Kid Rock was still kind of popular, he released this song called Cool Daddy Cool, and it actually appeared in the soundtrack for a kids movie called Osmosis Jones. Now, this is the part of the song that people have drawn particular attention to in recent days. In verse 3, Kid Rock says, young ladies, I like 'em underage. See, some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory. What? If these lyrics about loving relationships with underage girls weren't bad enough, this is how Kid Rock decided to respond to the controversy. He released this statement on X with the title Mamba Mentality. It's a quote from Kobe Bryant, and it says, "Learn to love the hate, embrace it, enjoy it, you earned it. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and everyone should have one about you. Haters are a good problem to have. Nobody hates the good ones. They hate the great ones." So that's enormous cope because almost nobody considers Kid Rock to be one of the great ones. And people's concern about these lyrics has nothing to do with jealousy. It's about protecting girls from creeps. And it's about pushing back against a culture that fetishizes their youth and vulnerability. These lyrics and this whole incident looks particularly bad right now, while the Trump administration is scrambling to do damage control in light of newly released Epstein files that paint a very incriminating portrait of the president. Conservatives claim that they care about Christian, moral American values, but are those values preying on underage girls? That seems to be the case, and they're not denying it. With Kid Rock doubling down on these lyrics, it sends a clear message. The MAGA movement does not care about the safety of girls and young women. They've made that clear. And for anyone who feels otherwise, may I suggest turning into the real Super Bowl halftime show starring Bad Bunny.